Once again, I'm here. Lips just dry. Roll call real quick. Raise your hand if your life is literally in shambles. All right, support group, okay. What's going on? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Corey. If not, you probably don't remember me. I haven't been here. I'm literally doing what I can. That's why we're here today. Ideally, we're gonna get our shit together. Yes, this is another 12-week year video. If you have not seen my previous 12-week year videos, I will leave the link to the most important ones somewhere up here and down below in the description. That is where I talk about what 12-week year is and why I do it and all of those things. In this video, we're just gonna work together to build my new one. I'm low-key, high-key sitting here filming this because you're my accountability partner. It seems as though if I don't film it, it won't happen. Just like everything else that's been going on around here. So I cannot stress enough how off my game I have been lately. And when I say lately, I mean like a little over a month, maybe 2 months. I have been doing a lot of traveling and that usually does knock me off my square. But how many sayings did I just use to say the same thing? Anyway, traveling usually does that to me, and I am getting on yet another plane on Friday, but I think that's my last bit of travel for a while. I don't know why I'm saying that, like I know for sure. I am a Sagittarius. But anyway, I figured this would be a pretty good time, if ever, to implement some structure back into my life and into my routine. I am the type of person where I can be all the spontaneous and fun and all those things. But when it comes to work and self-development and just taking care of self, if I don't have any structure, I will literally run amok. I don't even know what that means. We're gonna build my next 12-week year. I did take some notes. They probably say a lot of nothing. I did this at like 5 a.m. I didn't sleep last night. Can you tell? But let's work with it because we gotta get this done. So here we are in my 12-week year template. This template is available to you for free. It is linked down in the description. I do a walkthrough of this template in the video that I linked previously. So just make sure you watch all of that if you need instructions or whatever the case may be. And a couple of things in those comments. If people had questions, you probably have the same questions. They're in there. It's all there. I promise you. But entering into this template, the first thing you see is boom, 12-week year, of course. Then we have my little motivational message over here. I didn't know how to motivate myself this time. But right now, I'm feeling like there is a delicious dozen waiting for me at the end of this road. When I'm done with this, and when I hit 2 out of 3 of these goals, if I even hit 1 goal, the dozen is mine. So I plan on starting when I return from my weekend trip this weekend. And so ideally I would begin on Monday. That is the 29th, I believe. Then the duration will go through the Friday of that 12th week, which is October 18th. That seems like a long time, but every time I do these, I mean, it's 12 weeks, it's in the title. But every time I do it, it does seem like time flies. Like I can't get right. I know if you're not new here, you have not seen a full like recap of my previous 12-week years. I'm gonna get into that. I'll get into that. But I don't meet every goal every time. I'm gonna reemphasize that. I do not meet every goal every time, but this does help me get very close, or it helps me just build habits to eventually get to that, if that makes sense. But I mean, usually the goal's gonna get met. Have you met me? All right, so first thing we're gonna do is enter our 3 goals. I will update these pictures later, but I did a brain dump of the type of goals that I might want to implement here. And I'm talking about all the things I may potentially want to do in this current 12-week year, because I could easily write down everything that I wanna do in life, including airing the first episode of my Bravo TV show, starring me, produced by me, written by me, but that's not gonna happen this 12-week year. So I'm gonna get really realistic with it. I think the first thing that I definitely want to do is grow this channel. And honestly, like when you're putting in the goals, they need to be measurable and specific. But for me, it is not about the subscriber count. I think y'all know that, but I am giving myself the measurable goal of a subscriber count in order to give me some structure and see some progress and improvement, you know, that type of thing. Because you can't beat the analytics. They will always tell you what's going on, what's hot and what's not. And so I am going to, I don't know how many subscribers I have right now. I think I have 16,000. I'm gonna go for 19. I'm gonna go for 19. That is a much less ambitious goal than I did last time, and last time I did meet the goal, but as of right now, I have to build back into my habit of posting twice a week and like redirecting traffic to my channel and all that stuff. And so I am going to go a little bit higher than what my average growth is naturally. So currently I think I average a little over 500 new subscribers a month, if I'm not mistaken. And so in 3 months, that would be 1,500. So I'm gonna double it. So in here, I'm gonna put 20K subscribers. For my second goal, I have always wanted to produce a product. I'm not really into sales, I can't lie to you, but I do want to create something physical that came out of my brain. It can be in people's homes. I'm not sure what that distribution process is gonna look like at this time, but for this goal, I would like to produce the thing. I want the physical product. And that is a card game, by the way. You know, I like fun, cute stuff. So I'm gonna produce a card game. Basically, I'm telling you that now. And it should be done by October 18th because I'm writing it down right here. Develop a card game. I typically stray away from goals that don't have like a number included in them just because they're a little harder to track, but I think I will be able to track this based on milestones. So my tactics to reach this goal will be milestones. So each time I reach a milestone, I know how much closer I am to completing that goal. Ideally, I do want to have whatever card game I come up with, I do want to have it in hand. Now, when I talk about this card game, I'm not gonna lie, I did about 7.5 minutes of research on how to develop one. Don't do that. Don't be like me. You know what I say, do as I say, not as I do. Do some research and be realistic with your goals. However, I am putting this down here because I'm gonna do it. Nothing else to say. Now my third goal, I usually almost always put something fitness related in my 12-week year, and I'm not sure that that is something that I want to do this time. I am still interested in developing a fitness habit, and I have over and over and over again, but I have to figure out how to carry that through life, basically. So every time I put a fitness goal in here, I usually reach it or come really close to reaching it. Good and fine, that's great. But I never carry it past that 12-week year. And so until I can figure out what that looks like for me to include something that has some longevity, and of course it's not about the 12-week year specifically, fitness is about discipline, and I'm not gonna play myself this time. I don't have it in me. I will still be going to the gym, but I'm not gonna put a specific goal in my 12-week year. What I'm going to do instead is figure out how to get my butt in the kitchen more often. I have to stop spending so much money on DoorDash, and I have to stop eating like a New York City subway rat. Yeah, so my third goal is gonna be about learning recipes, and I would like to learn a certain number by heart. If we have 12 weeks, I'm gonna split it in half, and I'm gonna say learn 6 recipes by heart. And what I mean by heart, I mean like I know basic stuff, right? But I want to make grand dishes. I want to get in there and I want to be creative. I want to have a recipe book. I'm too old to not know how to make lots of things. Cooking was not necessarily written in the cards for me, but I'm about to write it in because there's no reason why I can't do that. So I'm going to put learn 6 recipes by heart. I should not have to Google every single time I want to make a pot of chili. Why am I looking it up? I made 17,000 pots already. So anyway, learn 6 I can't type. Recipes. Learn 6 recipes I love by heart. Throughout that process, I am going to be learning new things. I'm not just going to learn the recipes for things that I already eat every single day and stuff like that. But I'm mostly trying to expand my palate and my options. I'm tired of eating salmon and rice every day. So now that my goals are here, we're gonna move into tactics. But as a reminder, every goal that I create, though it is specific and measurable and realistic and all the things that SMART goals require, they all have like an overarching idea to them. And so for my goal number 1, 20,000 subscribers. Wait, did I put 20? Didn't I say I was going up by 3? Let's slow that down. Goal number 1, 19. 19 is such an ugly number. I really should just put 20. Realistic. Let's be realistic. The 19,000 subscribers speaks to me developing or redeveloping my habit of content creation. This is my job. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I need to clock in. There's no reason why I'm not doing this. There's really no reason. So the high level idea here is that I am redeveloping a habit of being on a consistent schedule with filming, editing, and uploading, and being more involved in my community and fostering that community. That's the idea there. Once I reach the 19, that's not to say that I'm done doing that, but I can say that it show that I did put the work in, basically. My second goal is develop a card game. That's something that I had in my vision board. I do pull goals based on what I put in my vision board, or vision journal rather. But developing a card game for me would be like the physical manifestation of me creating something that is personal to me, or creating something that is for me and not for a client, basically. Like a passion project, something that I can work on and only have to deal with myself, right? It also has a lot to do with my creative footprint. I want a big creative footprint, okay? And so this will add to that. If I can complete this goal, I'm sure you will walk into your friend's pregame one day and see my cards on the table. I hope that would be so fire. Like my third goal, I just said, the high level is I need to learn how to cook, being creative in the kitchen, and saving some money is also like another thing in there, because yeah, that's gonna happen. Well, I'm probably going to spend more money doing this, but I mean, these days it costs $500 to take a deep breath outside. So might as well spend it on this. I do set my weeks up Monday to Sunday. Some people do Sunday to Saturday, of course. I'm not doing that. It's just easier for me. Everything starts fresh on a Monday. Those are the rules in my house. I don't know. I didn't make them up. That's just what was bestowed upon me. So right down here, I'm going to list out what my tactics are for my goals. As a reminder, the tactics are the steps, or the things that I'm going to do in order to help me reach this goal. The tactics are then spread out throughout my weeks, all through the 12 weeks, as action items, if that makes sense. And so for what was my first goal? I don't even know. 19th. Okay. I basically already did a similar goal. So I'm going to copy the same tactics that I used for the first time I had a goal like this. So these tactics that I had previously, I have upload 2 times a week to YouTube, of course. Full length videos, yeah. I have upload 4 shorts a week. Within that, because it's short form, I likely will be posting those things on TikTok, Instagram, whatever. Some of them I pick and choose. I'm actually gonna add a tactic in here that directs traffic from my other platforms to YouTube. And so that would be upload. I'm just gonna call it promo for now. It's not promo. I hate that word. But it is basically any short form content that I make that would lead someone back to my YouTube. I'll put one here as an example. This is a TikTok that I uploaded that helped me get my first 1,000 subscribers. It worked well on TikTok, and if you wanted to actually see the video, obviously come to my YouTube. And so yeah, that's basically what I'm putting here. Post 2 pins per upload. I actually really like Pinterest. Y'all can follow me on there. I don't like promote my Pinterest to be followed, but the pins do generate some traffic for me, and I'm sure if I took it more seriously, I could generate much more. But the pins are super easy to create and super easy to upload with a link to the video. So yeah, that helps. I'm going to put that in there. And then review and update content calendar weekly. That is something, when I'm on top of my content calendar, everything falls into place as long as I'm doing the things I said I was going to do on the day that I said I was going to do it. And that's better said than done, but we're here. We're going to do it. All right. So my tactics for goal 2, I'm going to edit. I probably said this already. I'm going to edit these pictures off camera. I'll do that later. So everything that I put in here will be action items that I do throughout the week. Ideally, each week or every other week, I would complete 1 or more of these milestones. What I have here is researching games development and vendors. Obviously, I need to make sure everything's in alignment and, that the timeline works, because if it doesn't, I will adjust this goal. It would still have to do with the game, but let's say the vendor, on average, vendors can't do this in X amount of time, stuff like that. I will take all that into account, but right now this is what we got. After that, I have workshop the game mechanics and rules. We'll figure out what the game is, how the game works, run every single scenario through my brain, rack my brain on how this game could be fun and functional. Create the prototype. So obviously I will be creating something before I send anything to print. I'm not worried about design. I'm just worried about mechanics at this point. So I will be creating a prototype. I will be testing it with my friends. Once that's finalized, design the artwork, and then send it to print. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5 to 6 milestones. So easily, on average, I have about 2 weeks to work on each tactic. So the tactic would switch every other week, basically. Obviously, some things are going to take longer than others, but that is the average. Quick math. Now, my last goal. I don't even know where to begin with these tactics. All right, so my tactics for the recipes are going to be to save over 15 or at least 15 recipes. The idea there is that I don't want to have to be thinking too hard throughout this time. I know me, and I know if I got to put too much thought into it, I am just not going to do it. If I am overwhelmed and I have all the options in the world, I know me, and as someone that eats the same thing virtually every single day, I know that if I wake up on a Wednesday and that is the day that I'm going to cook, and I'm like, what do I want to make today? I will spend the entire day going back and forth trying to figure out what it is that I want to eat and if I like the recipe or whatever. And at least in this way, I can narrow it down so I could just pick something and go with it. And on that note, I also should not be buying the groceries same day. So we're going to make sure we're doing weekly grocery shopping. I know that's common sense. Everybody does it except me. So we're going to do that. I will be cooking one new meal a week, so I will pick whatever day that is. And it will be in my daily check-in somewhere throughout the week. I will include that grand cooking experience in there. And then I would like to implement a weekly family dinner, at least just for these 12 weeks. And that means I would love to cook enough to, I usually do because I don't know how to portion, but I would love to cook enough to be able to bring over to my mom's house so all of us can eat together. At minimum, have a friend or two or my boyfriend come over and eat this damn food. So I'm going to implement that as well. Those are things that if it's on the schedule, I know I got to cook. The people are expecting food out of me. And then I could also get some feedback and know if I need to tweak that recipe because somebody died or something. Now that all my tactics are here and in place, I can go through my first week and plan out when I'm going to do each thing. All right, so I got my first week in. Basically, you can see like from my first goal, the content related goal, I'm doing something basically every day, with Monday, Wednesday, and Friday being my heaviest days. My week typically is like that generally, as far as me splitting content and my freelancing. And so when I have client work to do, I'm heavy on that on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Of course, I'm working on that every day, but they're heavier on the other days. Whereas Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I kind of have more content heavy days. And so all the filming and editing and all that stuff, I did add in here that I want to edit 2 videos a week because obviously I have to edit to upload, like duh. So I included that in here. Basically, you can see, I don't need to go line by line, but you can see the days that I am filming. You can see the days that I plan on editing. I edit, or I try to edit in half chunks. So I edit until I feel like I'm about halfway through, and then the next time I touch that video, I should be wrapping it up. Because of the way that is set up and because that is my heaviest goal, that goal requires a lot of daily work. And so because I have a lot going on there, I kind of use that as a guide for when I can do other things for my other goals. And so for goal 2 with the card game, the first week is going to be a lot of research and brainstorming. So I'm only implementing tactics on Monday and Thursday, and that'll be to do those 2 things. Ideally, by the end of the week, I would have felt done or complete with my research. I'm going to put a number on this. So let's put in 3 vendors. So by the time the week ends, if I have a list of 3 vendors, I know that that milestone is good to go. A list of 3 vendors and a complete step-by-step, like a project plan, basically, I'll know that that is good to go. So the last goal with the recipes, the heaviest lift is actually cooking. So I picked a day that seemed pretty light for me, and also a day I like to do things midweek. You cannot see me or talk to me on a Monday or Friday, and so it was either going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday that I cook this meal every week. I do want to keep it the same day every week, so I'm being consistent. I chose Thursdays. So on Monday, I'm going to be saving those recipes or whatever, and then I'm also going to do the grocery shopping. I do not like to grocery shop on the weekends. That sounds like a nightmare, and so Monday's going to be my day to do that every single Monday. Me and Kroger or Publix or whomever are going to be real tight. With that grocery shopping, obviously, I would have known what I'm going to make for that week. And so I can, let the people know what we're eating. And then on Thursday, I will be cooking and we will have that dinner. I learned recently that whatever the recipe says, how long it's going to take, I need twice as much that time. I think Thursday's a good day. Thursday, I typically don't have a lot going on. I could probably start cooking at like 2 p.m. to be done at 8. That's basically it. Because the weeks seem pretty light on my second and third goal, they seem like they could be throughout the 12 weeks. I am a little more confident in my 12-week year having only one hefty thing in it. Obviously, my second goal is a huge goal, but I think once I have that project plan, I'm pretty sure 12 weeks That's significant. I can do it. I know I can. Thank you for your support, for all of you that gave me some through the screen. I know you did. At the end of each week, as you may or may not know, at the bottom of the template is the weekly check-in. So I basically will be copying these tactics down here and identifying that I've done each one. We can go ahead and do that for this one here. So just like this, I will copy whatever tactics that needed to be done for that week. In this case, it would be all of these every single week. And I would check them off, and we would give myself a score after we do the math of what I did and did not do. And then hopefully by the end, the higher the score every week, the more likely I am to reach each goal. So that's this 12-week year. To address the updates from my previous 12-week year, let's pull that up. This is the very last 12-week year I did, and that was at the top of this year. I've been on a decline since that one ended, but when it comes to updates, I can give you the short rundown. The reason why, I'll come in and give like a little 4-week update. I think I have done that before on this channel. I think I've done it a couple times. I don't remember, but I don't always feel comfortable doing the final results just because of the nature of some of the goals. And so I can't tell you if I met them or not, but yeah, some of it we just don't need details, right? But this one is not too bad. So the debt zero goal, I did not make that goal. I came very close though. I came very close. And I believe my overall idea for this one was to decrease expenses and increase income. And I did exactly that. And so while at some point in time, while I was doing that goal, it became more of a savings goal, which makes no sense to me. Makes no sense to have a savings goal or want to go so hard with savings if I am in debt, depending on what kind of debt it is. If you know, you know. But I did come close. That's all I can say about that. I made significant strides in the 12 weeks. I did not get as close as I am now. I have taken a break from even trying to chip away at that. Not for any particular reason, but sometimes you get punished when you bring it all the way down to zero. Things got paid off. I'll say that. And so the goal, ultimately, I got to the area I wanted to be in, but I did not meet that goal in the 12 weeks. But I did develop a habit, and I did make significant strides thanks to having that goal. The 10K subscribers, I blew that out of the water, but I was well over 10,000. And so, amen. Shout out to that. And shout out to y'all. Thank you for sticking around. Run 50 miles. I can't tell you how many miles I ran because I was relying on Nike Run Club to track this for me, and too many times that I have gone for a run/walk, because I did have walking included in here. Too many times when I did do that, it didn't sync. Like it'd be on my watch and not on my phone or whatever. It became a mess. It became a mess. But I did get much more outdoor time, and I did more walking than I did running. I have no idea how much I ran, unfortunately, but the overall idea here was to develop a fitness habit, which I can say that I did. It was not traditional in the sense where I was going to the gym 4 times a week like I normally do when I'm like in my fitness bag, but my butt was outside and I was sweating. But that goal did teach me a little bit more about myself and how quickly I kind of get discouraged when things aren't in place. And that's also why I try not to be too much of a stickler when it comes to these 12-week years, because I know as soon as something goes left and it's not what I wrote down exactly on this sheet, I will completely abandon it. And so trying to get one more realistic, but also using this as a guideline more so than the rule, which is why you don't have to do 100% every week. Like the score is there for a reason. You just got to do your best. But I did get more active, so that was great, but I wasn't successful at that goal. I don't even know what to tell you. I would say out of these 3, if each thing is 33%, and I did not do, I would say I was 50% successful on here, which is great for me. I think that's really good. And again, not to mention that while I did not meet everything in the 12 weeks, I did get myself on the road to getting to these goals. The 50 miles is going to have to see me again one day. I don't know. But yeah, that's the update on that. When it comes to these current goals, these are things that I have no problem sharing in detail. If I do not come back and give the update by video, ideally I will give at least one by video. But if I don't, I will give an update in the community tab and also on Threads. Follow me on Threads. I love it there. If you're not on Threads, I don't know. I'm most looking forward to holding my card game in my hand. Hopefully this is not too much to take on in the midst of my work, but I think if I plan it properly and adjust as needed, I am not afraid to adjust, I can get it done. But that is all I have for you today. Let me know down below. I know a bunch of you did a 12-week year earlier this year, or at some point in time, a lot of you tagged me on Instagram when you were reading the book or starting your 12-week year. Let me know how that worked out for you. Did you meet your goals? Did you come close? Did it just help you develop a habit, which I still think is a win in my book? Just let me know how that went for you. Would love to talk about it. See how y'all are doing with that. Wish me luck. And while you're at it, go ahead and drop a calendar emoji as well. If you are still here and you're not subscribed, please consider. I'm not even sure why you wouldn't. Okay. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.